China. It is a cold morning in Lhasa. Temperatures reach -10 degrees Celsius. The cold weather does not deter pilgrims from coming to the Potala Palace. Passionate and devout Buddhist believers crowd in the front square. This is Joma. Old as she is still strong enough to make the trip, traveling hundreds of miles to visit this palace. She has been coming to the Potala Palace each year since she was 12. It is sacred to her. Situated on the Red Mountain in central Lhasa, the Potala Palace lies more than 3,600 meters above sea level. This grand palace stands in perfect harmony with the mountain. Its beauty stands out from a distance. Looking out from the palace, the view of Lhasa is breathtaking. How did this great palace come into being? Was built by Songtsen Gampo. In the 7th century, he and his armies unified Tibet. However, the newly established regime was unstable. Separate powers in Tibet were planning to rebel. Authority, Songtsen Gampo built the Red Mountain Palace as a symbol of his power. One of the most important and well-known kings in Tibetan history, Songtsen Gampo gradually led Tibet to peace and prosperity. He was not only adept at domestic affairs, but was also a competent diplomat. In order to gain support from the Central Chinese Tang government, he married Princess Wencheng, the emperor's daughter. Newlywed princess brought with her many precious possessions, artisans, and books. These contributions helped Tibet with its development. As devout Buddhists, the newly married royal couple staunchly supported Buddhism in Tibet Wencheng brought with her a statue of the Sakyamuni Buddha. Legend has it that blessings were bestowed unto those who saw this statue. During Songtsen Gampo's reign, traditional Tibetan religions such as Bon were very popular. The Bon religion advocated shamanism and animistic beliefs. Princess Wencheng sought to change all that. She decreed that Tibet was shaped like a demon, which, if the demon was not satisfied, it will destroy the land. The only way to avoid the demon's wrath was to build temples and worship Buddha, who would in turn bless and protect Tibet. Subsequently, 13 Buddhist temples were built under Wencheng's supervision. Gradually, Buddhism began replacing the Bon religion. In the centuries that followed, the Potala Palace went through many changes. Little was left from the times of Songtsen Gampo and Princess Wencheng. The Potala Palace today is heavily influenced by the 5th Dalai Lama. Historically, the Dalai Lama was the name of Tibetan Buddhism's leader. The 5th Dalai Lama was supported by the Qing government, gaining administrative authority over Tibet. He decided to build the Potala Palace, turning it into a hub for his daily affairs. The Potala Palace has since become Tibet's center of power and a symbol of Tibetan religion and politics. As time went by, this palace gradually became a temple. In Buddhist sutras, Potala means the place where Buddha lives. Believers consider the palace as holy grounds. They believe that by coming here, they will be blessed by Buddha. Through generations of Tibetan kings, Buddhism has become Tibet's principal religion. Tibetans believe that only by offering Buddha with the finest sacrifices can they earn its blessings. During the 5th Dalai Lama's construction of the palace, 5,700 artisans were hired. In total, the number of workers amounted to more than 10,000. This huge project lasted for a half a century, even after the 5th Dalai Lama's death. Many workers volunteered for the task, devoting their lives to this sacred palace. The palace's marvelous works of art were all traditionally handcrafted. The vocational school near the palace is famous for its courses on traditional Tibetan crafts. Thangka is a unique Tibetan craft. It is a religious Tibetan painting depicting important events in Tibetan history. Thangka painters are devout Buddhists. They manifest their respect and worship of Buddha through these paintings. The paintings are drawn with stringent rules. The painters consider religious traditions, proportion of the Buddha's body, and their content. They use the finest colors made from red corals, turquoise, gold powder, and other expensive materials. The rich colors remain vivid even after centuries have passed. Becoming a master of Thangka painting usually requires more than 10 years of training. Other Buddhist artworks are even more demanding. To this day, the handmade process is still intact and the same stringent rules are applied. Each statue takes several months to complete. The 5th Dalai Lama's stupa is 12.6 meters tall and 7.65 meters wide. It consists of over 2,000 1,000 kilograms of gold and is meticulously embedded with red coral, turquoise, and amber inlays. These devoted workers have contributed their finest efforts to the palace and to Buddha. They believed that by doing so, they had dedicated their hearts and themselves to the sacred palace. The multitudes of artworks represent Tibet's highest level of craftsmanship. The Potala Palace has become a unique museum for Tibetan art and culture. For a time, the Potala Palace was Tibet's highest imperial court. To the commoners, it was a mysterious place, filled with legends. To this day, these legends and mysteries still draw many visitors. The heir to the fifth Dalai Lama was also surrounded by legends. A young and handsome Tibetan boy, he was keenly interested in composing poems. During the day, he would perform his duties as a ruler. During the night, he would be engulfed in his imagination and emotions, writing beautiful romantic poems. To this day, his poems are highly regarded by many Tibetans. The Norbulinka Summer Palace is situated in a western suburb of Lhasa. It is the largest palace garden in Tibet, covering 360,000 square meters, taking 200 years to construct. This was the Dalai Lama's summer retreat, where they conducted religious and political affairs. The Norbulinka Palace was forbidden to commoners. Today, many people come to the palace during holidays and festivals. Their singing and dancing imbue the Norbulinka Palace with a cheerful ambiance. Lhasa is quietly changing. More and more modern buildings appear on its streets. Fortunately, Tibet's traditional customs and modern ways of life combine harmoniously. In Barkhor Street, Lhasa's biggest market, many pilgrims come from afar only to worship the statue of Buddha brought to Tibet by Princess Wencheng. Every pilgrim has his or her way of showing their devotion. Some bow to the statue. Others light butter lamps. Some pilgrims brush the statue with gold powder. It is said that if one pilgrim brushed the statue 13 times during their lifetime, they would become a Buddha after their death. Though expensive, many people come here to brush the statue every day. Tibet today is a rapidly developing region, and life for Tibetans is also changing, yet they enjoy both traditional and modern lifestyles. As time goes by, the Potala Palace stands on the Red Hill, welcoming visitors from all around the world with its beauty. Though not everyone is a follower of Tibetan Buddhism, they share a goal with the Tibetan people: to lead a happy, peaceful, and harmonious life.